Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. Some very big developments have taken place recently. Let's start with this. XPeng, the Mona, which is targeted at Tesla Model 3, has just been launched at half the price of the Model 3. You heard that right. In China, starting at $16,800. Unbelievable. So this will be competing against the Model 3. It will be very interesting to see what happens with the Model 3 sales. Is it going to hold or is it going to go down? And followed in NIO's footsteps, they also just followed in NIO footsteps by coming up with their own in-house chip. Even though it doesn't have the same computing power as ours, it is a step in the right decision. It's having 3 times the computing power of their current chip, which is supplied by NVIDIA. So just like NIO, their chips are currently supplied by NVIDIA, but they came up with their own in-house chip as well. And this all started with the Chinese EV company realizing that the current Biden administration imposing a lot of tariffs and also telling NVIDIA they can only sell a certain standard of chip to the Chinese EV industry. They started making their own in-house chips. So XPeng is the second to announce this. I wouldn't be surprised if Xiaomi is the third. NIO's chip will be used in the ET9. We all know that, the God chip, which is coming out in the first quarter of 2025. And it will be very interesting to see. I saw Huawei is also making their own chip, working on making their own chips, and has come up with chips for their phones. So since Huawei is also now complementing the EV industry and some companies are teaming up with them, I wouldn't be surprised if they're also secretly working on their own chip. But thus far, NIO has the best chip, which is called the Shenji, the God chip, which will be full autonomous where you sit in the back seat, and this will be for the ET9. And I'm sure you'll pay a subscription fee for that. And this is why Emperor Lee says it makes more sense to have a subscription fee instead of trying to go into the robotaxi field, which is already saturated by so many other players, who is already ahead of the game. XPeng CEO explained that it is developing its own chip for reasons given by William Lee, Emperor Lee of NIO, that like NIO, it is designed for EVs solely. So another reason why they're making their own chips is a lot of the chips that NVIDIA make is not just for EVs. You could use it in an EV, but you could also use it in other appliances like TV, smartphones, etc., etc. But Emperor Lee said that the chip that they're making is going to be for autonomous driving, full autonomous driving, and it will be solely designed for just EVs. So that is amazing. Just like Skyos, we are about to release Skyos, which is going to replace Linux on the cars, and Linux is made for computers, but this is the difference with Skyos. It is designed just for EVs. Beautiful. And we're going to be making money from that as well. And the Shanghai Auto Show will be in April 25th to May 2nd next year. And NIO has been given an average hold rating. So most analysts has given us a buy rating, some has given us a hold rating, and one has given us a sell rating. But we all know that that you can't listen to the analysts. They have no clue. It's not that they have no clue. It's a game in the West, and I've spoken about that. So you phase out the gray noise and you do what the institutions are doing. What are they doing? Institutional investors have recently added to their stake in NIO. HSBC Holding PLC boosted its position in NIO by 238.6% in the fourth quarter. HSBC Holding PLC now owns 7,062,460 shares. So whilst the uneducated investor continue to panic and run and flee when they see the stock going down, they have no clue what a stock is and how the market operates, and that the stock price is not a true reflection of the valuation of the company, and that's coming from the great Warren Buffett. They don't understand these things, sadly, and they sell. So the shares are now valued from the HBSC at $64,070,000 after buying an additional 4,000 976,403 shares during the last quarter. Point72, which I spoke about, Asset Management LP, boosted its holding in NIO by 164.3% in the second quarter. Point72 Asset Management LP now owns 6,464,246 shares of the company stock of NIO stock, valued at 26,891,000 after purchasing an additional 4,018,659 shares during the last quarter. So the stock is down this morning at the time of this recording. Do you think they are going to panic and sell their shares? Let me answer you that question. No, they will not. They will pull their pants up and be men, and they will buy more. This is why I say to the shorts, pull your pants up. I say to the negative Nancys, I say to the trolls, shut your mouth, boy. So during the fourth quarter, Electron Capital Partners LLC now owns 4,429,960 shares of the company stock worth $40,180,000 after purchasing an additional 235,521 shares during the period. And this is all companies outside of China. Canada Life. Yes, the same Justin Trudeau country. Canada Life Assurance Company raised its stake in shares of NIO by 28.2% during the first quarter. Canada Life Insurance Company now owns 2,431,771 shares of the company stock, valued at $10,950,000 after buying an additional 535,400 shares during the last quarter. And finally, Mirae Asset Global Investment Company Limited lifted its holdings in shares of NIO by 23.4%, valued at $10,430,000 after buying an additional 439,474 shares during the period. Institutional investors and hedge funds now own 48.55% of the company stock. Whilst the West is telling you China's economy is declining, you should be careful, don't buy into China, NIO is trash, etc. They're burning through cash by putting up too much battery stations. While the huge investors understand that we are building an empire, the future of gas stations. And you have to burn cash to grow, my dear lads. So, I hope you guys understand that what we're building needs cash. Even though the shorts would try to panic you. This morning, all of the EV companies are in the red. What are you doing? Are you buying? Are you hoping that today was payday? I hope you guys found this video to be informational, inspirational, and motivational, preparing you to get a big piece of the pie. If so, guys, do not forget to hit that thumbs up. It takes a lot of time to do these videos. That's all I ask. If you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we have that warrior mindset. Like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.